Welcome back to Chamber Exchange, the TV show. I want to thank our sponsors who helped make the show happen, Bank Hometown and St. Vincent Hospital. So in our second segment, I want to welcome Caitlyn Germain, who's the National Director of Sales and Business Development for iSponsor. Caitlyn, welcome.
Thanks, Tim. Glad to be here.
So iSponsor, how you got into this line of work is directly related to kind of your involvement over the years in athletics in various capacities, but maybe we could start the show just to maybe talk a little bit about what iSponsor is.
Absolutely. So iSponsor is a cashback rewards program that really just gives groups that want additional funding a free revenue stream that is constant, passive, and tied to everyday shopping.
And that is really important because I think when you think of youth sports groups, arts and cultural groups, nonprofits, of which in nonprofit businesses and organizations of which are not an insignificant part of the local economy, they rely on funding, philanthropic fundraising, charitable giving, et cetera, to survive. Mm-hmm. So to have models, technology, sounds like that's a bit of what you do.
100%, and believe me, in my experiences, I've really seen all that's out there between the popcorn fundraisers, running the major events for some of those larger nonprofits, and the reality around iSponsor is that we complement all of those efforts, and it doesn't take a donor that doesn't have to reach down to their pockets to find that extra change. It's going down to the local coffee shop to buy that coffee that they were already going to purchase, and a percentage of that sale goes back to support the group.
Right, and so if there's, in your background, St. Peter Marion, soccer scholarship at the University of Delaware,
yes,
worked as an athletic director on a part-time basis at Notre Dame Academy, and whether it be public or private schools, athletics, always kind of that need to raise money to kind of fund those extras or, or basics in some cases that are needed. You engage with the team or the organization, and then you go out and work with the businesses and organizations?
It's a great question because our company is 3 years old, and we are founded in Australia, in Brisbane, Australia. And so we have market share, and our founder really used his story to create this platform. Again, he came from a low-income background and really just wanted an opportunity to participate. And whether it's buying cleats to participate on the soccer field or buy those pay for those user fees, purchase a uniform, it's money. And if you see the rates of inflation, it's only going up. So our founder started this idea by connecting back to those local businesses who at the time were sponsoring those teams. So we're using that model. If you look at a Little League and there's local sponsors where businesses will put their logo on a uniform. It's that concept, but now just modernized. And now we have those everyday shoppers being able to go into those local businesses, and instead of an in-kind gift from the local business, that business owner doesn't have to think about it. It is tied to their point of sale system. So our secret sauce is really the credit card linking. And so a user, an everyday shopper, registers on iSponsor. So we have a web platform, a web app platform as well as an app. So they register their bank or credit card, and then when they just go into that local store, that's the secret sauce is the connecting the credit card to the point of sales. A percentage of that purchase directly deposits back to the group that needs the support.
So two participants in that regard, the individual is going in doing the purchasing, but then the business as well.
Yeah, and when I'm targeting, whether it's a youth sport organization, a nonprofit, there are different strategies. And so one of the other assets that we provide those groups is a marketing kit and a welcome pack once they register. So whether it's social media tiles that they can push out on their channels, flyers that they can go out into the business to help onboard or connect with local business, or it's just messaging to their community. And every group is unique. If I'm working with a nonprofit that's holding a major fundraising event with a lot of traffic, okay, you want to highlight that event where you know you're going to be able to capture a large audience. Mm-hmm. When I'm working with a youth soccer organization, I'm working with the president of the league while also hosting webinars for the coaches of all of those teams within the league, because they're going to have more of a connection with their team, their players, their families who want to get on board. With Notre Dame Academy, for example, it's really highlighting, hey, what are some key events where we want to target our families to educate about what this product is and how it can support the school. So it's looking at those special events where we can, again, target a large audience, but also leverage social media.
And the idea is to get them to market it, but also download the app, use it, and then identify or support businesses that are supporting the cause.
I mean, and so we're national. So the local football booster club in California is going to have an idea of what businesses they want to target out in their community. So they're going to have more success by the football player walking in with their iPad saying, hey, register now and support our team, than me making a phone call. So it really is me educating those group leaders to say, hey, this is the best strategy for success.
And so for that business where they go into, maybe once a year they get the solicitation to buy the sign or sponsor a team. So would this be in lieu of, or maybe in addition to, and is it a percentage that's kind of talked about or negotiated?
Yeah, it's a great question, because we found that when we're onboarding groups, now that they're seeing the traffic and the sales that are increasing, because, hey, we're promoting our families to go support their business. So the businesses receive monthly transactional reports that are date stamped, time stamped with all iSponsor transactions. So the business owners are seeing how their sales are increasing, and now they're more likely to give an in-kind donation or use if it's a restaurant, host an event at their restaurant on behalf of that group. So we're finding that it's mutually beneficial with both the in-kind donations, sponsoring, as well as joining iSponsor. And for the business owner, it is their choice to determine what level of sponsorship they want to provide. So similar to how the group signs on, it's an online form where they just provide us with their logo, bank account details, a brief description of what their group is. So that can be pushed out on our website and on our app. The business owner does the same process. However, what we would need from them is just their point of sales, their merchant ID that's tied to their point of sales. And they choose the percentage. They can choose 1%, 2%. We have restaurants that are choosing 10%. So for every transaction, that percentage would go back to the group.
And with technology, I assume someone doesn't have to come in and say, hey, I'm from XYZ group.
Nope.
If both parties are synced up,
That's a common question that I receive, because people are lacking resources and time is of essence. We do all of the work. So it is an automatic connection where a business owner does not need to send a report or write a check to a group. It's all automated, and it's all done by iSponsor, where, hey, we're sending those direct deposits, we're sending the monthly transactional reports. So it's a win-win.
Well, groups and organizations need to be proactive. I mean, unfortunately, you see some trends that giving is down, less kind of philanthropic, charitable giving in individuals or in the corporate level. So people are going to be proactive, utilize technology, and think new ways.
Absolutely, and that's really what we do. There is a learning curve and an education, but we truly feel like we're building community, we're changing the world. It's just a matter of, hey, let's grow, let's expand, and we're getting there.
So if there's a group or organization out there that are interested, or a business that says, hey, look, I regularly support this entity, I'm interested in learning, how can they contact you and
absolutely
learn more?
Yeah, so I mean, email for me is great. It's Caitlyn, Caitlyn, at iSponsor.co, or you can check us out on our website at www.iSponsor.co.
Got it. Caitlyn Germain, National Director of Sales and Business Development for iSponsor, a new tool for good organizations and businesses that want to support the community in a variety of ways.
Yes, thanks for having me. This is
great.
Thank you.
All right. Come right back for our final segment of Chamber Exchange. And again, thank our sponsors, Bank Hometown and St. Vincent Hospital.
Since 1889, Bank Hometown has stepped up to bat for our neighbors. In the past 5 years, we've donated $1.3 million to local organizations that help enrich lives and bring people together. And we're not stopping there. We're always looking to tackle the challenges of today and fuel the leaders of tomorrow. No matter how life changes over the years, we'll continue to show up for our neighbors, for our communities, and for you. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.